phone. But okay, hold up. The promise was that this is everything from the iPhone 12, just smaller, right? So smaller battery, we went over that. Okay, fine. But there's some other things, tiny things, that you may not even notice or care about, but because I've had the phone and I've used it, I'm the reviewer, I'm gonna share them with you anyway, because you deserve it. So, smaller phone also means smaller speakers. There's actually a slightly different size grill on each of the iPhone sizes, with the mini having the smallest grill and the smallest overall speaker. But I'm gonna say the max volume and sound quality aren't actually noticeably worse, and I still got everything I needed out of the mini's speaker. Then, smaller phone means smaller surface area on the back for accessories. And actually, the $60 leather MagSafe wall accessory seems to fit like perfectly to the edges of the mini. So that's maybe a nice benefit if you're into that. And then, a smaller phone means the same size notch will actually take up more of your display area. Now, at this point, most people's eyes have sort of just adapted to erase the notch from their vision like a blind spot, even though Apple's literally one of the last, maybe the only ones making phones with a notch this big. But we know we're just used to it. This is the way the iPhone looks. People like Face ID, so you still have this notch here. And then smaller phone means, kind of hilariously, the Pixel Stand upright wireless charger that I use doesn't actually line up the coils perfectly. The phone's not big enough. And so if you don't nail it, the phone doesn't charge. So make sure if you're getting a wireless charger, it can actually fit a phone that's smaller than a normal phone. But hey, it's iPhone 12, you can also just switch to MagSafe, right? Well, you might have seen the headlines that MagSafe actually peaks at just 12 watts on the iPhone 12 mini instead of 15 watts on all the other iPhones. I don't know why. It could just be a physics thing, could be a thermal thing. Smaller phone equals smaller thermal envelope. But to be honest with you, I didn't really notice. I've been charging it with MagSafe. And the thing about wireless charging is you only really get those peak numbers for a few minutes at the beginning of your charge anyway. So 12 watts, 15 watts, whatever it is, before it very quickly tapers off to much lower rates as you fill the battery. Basically what I'm saying is people have never bought iPhones because of their fast charging or fast wireless charging, and this one doesn't change that. But you know what? All that being said, smaller phone means a more lightweight, more versatile phone that's just overall, it just feels more fun to use for some reason. I don't know why. It's almost like compact flagships are a bit of a lost art. Everyone wants a huge screen, big phones, and I get why. You definitely feel like you're getting a lot for your money, but there is something nice about a compact smartphone that still gives you basically everything you'd want out of it. And that's part of the reason I give out a Best Compact Smartphone of the Year award at the end of every year, which actually has been swept by iPhones, by the way. The biggest downside for me of the Mini, and the reason that I won't be sticking with it long term, is because typing on the smaller display was actually a little bit more difficult for me, not gonna lie. And I just generally prefer the bigger screen for typing and watching videos and editing photos and all that stuff that I do on the regular on my iPhone. But for you, and a lot of people watching this video, this is gonna be the one to get. It's just such a nice, easy recommendation. I think I'm gonna default to telling people about iPhone 12 because of the better battery life. But yeah, for $729, which this phone costs, it's not $699. They're a little tricky with carrier pricing on apple.com, but for $729, I'm just glad that there is a compact flagship phone option. That's the bottom line. So there you have it. It's iPhone 12 mini. That's been the full review, the mini review. Hopefully I kept it short. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys very soon in the next one.
Carry around a portable charger. Now the 64GB model will set you back $699 US or 1,199 AUD, but if you go for the largest storage variation, 256GB, it'll cost you 1,000 US or 1,449 AUD. This isn't really excellent value for such a small phone, and it's why the 12 mini isn't selling too well. Although the 12 mini has premium specs, its minuscule size and below average battery life really make it feel quite overpriced. Hopefully, if they make a 13 mini or 12S mini or whatever they might call it, then hopefully they'll significantly reduce the price. If you don't want to spend that much, but you still want a compact phone, you're actually in luck because Apple is still selling the iPhone SE 2nd Gen for $679 AUD or $399 US. This phone is also quite compact like the 12 mini, coming in at a 4.7-inch screen size, and is pretty great value for what it is. Although, keep in mind, it does adopt the older design with the home button, so if you'd rather keep the home button while still maintaining the highest end phone possible, this might be your best bet. Although the 12 mini is the more premium device, and and the SE's battery life is pretty horrendous, much worse than the 12 minis. So if you want the most premium small phone, try and go for the iPhone 12 mini, but if not, the SE is still a solid option too.